Okay. People have been asking me about this question for a few days, and I really want to do it, and so I didn't have the time, so I have to do it today. This question is in, I think it's the 7.2 assignment. The way they asked the question is kind of odd. They didn't use any of those notation that we've been using in class. They kind of like just assume you know what's going on, but obviously you don't. That's why you asked this question. So I'm trying to go over this. Hopefully, we are going to draw this out. I think that's the easiest way to deal with this. All right. The question itself, if reading this is difficult, we are just gonna, go over this step by step and see what is going on with this question. And if you ask me in class, I'll actually tell you, well, in the beginning, they said I have a point. They should at least do something like this. They said, you have a point, let's say xy. I do not know where that is. The whole idea is we have to find out what p is. After a couple transformations, it ended up with something called the p prime 3, -1. Alright, so what are the two transformations they are talking about? Okay, starting with p, it goes to this transformation. Okay, it says you pick your xy, you do a translation with x is equal to -2 and y is equal to 0 basically. So the very first one, this one basically says is doing a translation of -2. Y stays the same, so it's just going to be 0 right over here. So they will do this translation to this point P, and after that they are going to do a reflection. Alright, the reflection is a reflection with the line is equal to -2, and then you ended up with your P prime. So basically that's the whole procedure of what happened. So the way we are going to do this is, of course, you can just randomly pick up some points. It's normally not too far away because it started with like 3 and -1. Somewhere over here, calling that P, and you can try it. The way I would attempt this, I would actually do the reverse order. So I know that I have the P prime. I would do a reverse order. I'm just going to do a reflection first. After doing the reflection, I'm going to go back. Because my translation was like a -2 and 0, so the reverse order is going to be a 2, 0. With that, I should be able to get back to my P. Okay, it's just the reverse order thinking. So let's just draw that out. I think it's the easiest to draw it out. So we need to have a line of reflection at y is equal to 2. We're just going to draw that line then. Y is equal to 2, so 1, 2, let's just draw it. We're not going to use that. That's very misleading. That line is so thick. Let's just do this. Line is well over here, and I'll just write down y is equal to 2. So this is the line of reflection. We started with 3, -1, so 1, 2, 3. -1 is right over here. That's my P prime. So with that, we should be able to figure it out, hopefully. So I'm going to do a reflection first. I'm following this path that's red. Reflection, y is equal to 2 is 1, 2, 3 dots. 3 dots away from my line of reflection, so I'm going to end up with like 3 dots away from my line of reflection again. So after the first reflection, I'm ended up with this. Alright. And then after this, we are going to do a translation of 2, 0. So from here, I'm moving 2 dots. I should end up here, which should be P itself. So basically what they did was, in the beginning is P, I did a -2, 0, going over here, and then I would do a reflection. I end up with my P. So my answer should be, now with the diagram, I should know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should be 5, 5. Your question may be a little bit different. Maybe your P prime is a little bit different than my one, but I think they asked about the same thing. I'm not sure if they would do anything with this translation. They may, or they may not. They may use a different line of reflection. If they do, the way to go about is just pick yourself up. Get yourself a graph paper. Just draw it. Just draw it out. You should be able to see it. The question itself, it's not really misleading. They really did tell you everything. Just in geometry, there are many different ways to represent stuff, and envision like this translation. Most people will be okay with this transformation on its own. And so if you don't know it, now is the time to get used to, oh, if they're talking about X and Y, X is moving in a certain direction, Y is doing something, you know. And if they say it's a reflection line, if there's a line of reflection, obviously it's about a reflection, right? If they say there's a point of rotation and then they give you a degree and they give you, yeah, just a degree, then it's about rotation. So those terminologies, the reflection, translation, rotation, you know, if they give you any of those information, you know that is going to be the case. And I think for the assignment itself, there are not many questions that are difficult. It's just this one is the wording, because a lot of people ask for this, so I just try to help. That's it for now.